Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Nikade Ayu Grani Putri. I am from 5G class in group 4. Today, in this occasion, I would like to talk about TPR method. But here, I am not alone. I have one partner. Her name is Fitri Kartika Dewi, and we will discuss it together. Me, as a first speaker, I will talk about the definition of TPR, the three influential learning hypotheses of TPR, and I will discuss about the characteristic of TPR. And my friend Fitri Kartika, she will continue my presentation with talk or discuss about the technique of TPR method and the strength and weakness of TPR method. Without any further ado, let me start it. I believe all of you already learned it. TPR or Total Physical Response is a language teaching method developed by James Asher. He is a professor in San Jose State University, California. TPR or Total Physical Response method is a language teaching method that uses commands to build coordination of language, skill, and behavior. And Asher stated that the most of target language, grammatical structure, and vocabulary can be learned from the uses of command by the instructor. It means the teacher can use this method to increase the student target language, such as the grammatical structure and the vocabulary, because in this method the teacher can use command to increase the student knowledge. TPR method is a natural method in which the process of acquiring the second language is that similar with acquiring the first language. There are three influential learning hypotheses of typical TPR method. The first one is program bio, the second one is literalization of brain, and the last one is stress or pressure. Okay, let me discuss it one by one. The first one is program bio. In program bio, that has three process. The first one is student will develop listening competency before developing speaking skill. It means the student will learn how to listening properly before they learn how to speak. The second one is listening comprehension is obtained based on ability to speak, and the target language is a form of command. It means if the teacher want to know ability of listening student, they can see from the ability to respond. And the last one, when the listening skill or listening competency established, the speaking skill will develop naturally. The second one is lateralization of brain. We all know the right and left brain has a different function. All of the verbal activity such as a spoken and written language that's controlled in left brain. And beside that, the right brain that's control about motor activity. And according to Asher, on a TPR method, that directed into right brain, because in the right brain is expected work first before the left brain. The last one is pressure or stress. In here, we all know if the student feel pressure or they feel stressed, they cannot receive the material well. Maybe they feel stressed because they cannot follow the lesson. They don't dare to speak or other reason. In here, the teacher's job to make the atmosphere class is fun for the student. So the student will learn the target language properly. They will focus to learn how to speak, how to listening in the target language, because the target language is the important for the student. And this is a teacher's job to make the student don't feel stressed and feel feel pressure in the learning and studying process. Okay, we already learned about the definition of TPR and the three hypotheses of TPR. The next material is 7 characteristics of TPR. The first one is this method aims to make the student learn how to use or how to communicate with the target language in a present situation. It means the teacher, when they apply this technique, they should to create a good situation for the student. And the second one is the target language is expressed through behavior using the commands. It means the teacher, when they apply this method, they can use the command or body movement. The third one is the student understanding of the target language should be developed before the speaking, or they will learn how to listening first and then speaking. Okay, the next one is the command is a tool of linguistic. So it can be used to direct the behavior of student. The next one is low feeling of success and anxiety are the facilitated of learning process. The sixth one is when the teacher giving the correction, it can use indirect method and in wise manner. It means when the teacher giving the correction, they can use indirect method and make the student comfortable. The last one is the student will start speaking when they are ready. Okay, I think it's enough from my presentation. It will continue by my friend Fitri. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. I'm Nilo Fitri Kartika Dewi from Group 4. Now, I'm here to continue the presentation from Ayu Anggreni before. Now, I will present about total physical response, especially regarding the technique of total physical response, the strength of total physical response, and then the weakness of total physical response. Okay, let's get started. In the first, I will explain about the technique of total physical response. According to Ibu Ratminingsih book, there are 3 techniques used in the total physical response method. Okay, in the first, commands. In this technique, the use of command is a very important way to carry out class activity using the total physical response method. In the early phase of learning, the teacher is an individual who provides instruction and students only observe what the teacher is doing. In this technique, both the teacher and student give order together. Okay. The second one is role reversal. In this technique is used when students have understood the construction of an order, and then it is the turn of student to make order address to other friends and to the teacher. In this way, students can learn how to use the language they have previously learned in class. Okay, in the last, action sequences. In this technique, a series of commands can be given to students when students have understood some of the commands from before. After students understand all the commands, students can give several commands related to one another, which become a series of activities in the learning process. Okay. Next, I will explain about the strength of total physical response method. According to Ibu Ratminingsih book, there are several strengths of the total physical response method. Okay, first, make the class active. In the total physical response method, this method can invite children to move in the learning process. in this case, can create a more relaxed learning environment where the teacher can incorporate humor in the instruction given in the learning process in the classroom. Second is doing the action. In the total physical response method, this method helps student memory by linking movements with words to the learning process in class. Third, listening and speaking skills. In the total physical response method, this method focuses on listening skill and is the followed by making comment when students are ready to speak. 4 is student diversity. In the total physical response method, this method is very appropriate for use in classes consisting of students who have various abilities. 5 is whole class. In the total physical response method, class size is not a problem in using the total physical response method. Okay, in the last is all levels. In the total physical response method, this method is also very suitable for use on children and adults. Okay, next, the last, I will explain about the weakness of the total physical response method. According to Ibu Raniningsih book, there are several weaknesses of total physical response method. Okay, in the first is ineffective for fast learners. In the total physical response method, this method is less effective for students who have high language level. The second one is not creative. In the total physical response method, this method is less able to create independent language use outside the spoken language explained by the teacher in the learning process in the classroom. Okay, in third is less in reading and writing. In the total physical response method, this method has shortcomings in the activities for student reading and writing. Okay, and the last is monotonous instruction. In the total physical response method, this method also limits the creativity of students because it's not only asks students to respond to what the teacher instruction in the classroom. Okay, that's all from my presentation. Thank you and take care of everyone's health. See you.